friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Abby and I am really glad that you are here today. It has been a while, I feel like, since I have filmed kind of a more just sit down, chatty video where we just kind of talk about something that's been on my heart or on my mind, and so I figured that now would be a great time to do one. And also I've been wanting to kind of talk about this topic for a while now, and I'm sure you can tell by the title of the video, but that topic is not using your degree after college. But before I get into that, I know that a lot of people probably have a lot of different opinions, a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different beliefs surrounding this issue, and so I kind of want to put a disclaimer out there before I even start. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that disclaimer now. This video is solely based off of my own opinions, my own beliefs, my own experiences, and my own conversations with other people in my life. It is in no way meant to be taken as professional advice. I'm not a professional. I am not an expert. I'm just a girl here who's hopefully going to encourage some of you who have been put down by some dumb societal norms. Otherwise, please do not take this as any kind of advice on how to live your own life. Now that we have that out of the way, like I said, I just kind of want this to be a conversation kind of between friends. My hope is that you leave this conversation feeling more encouraged and more refreshed and more free to dream and pursue things in your life that you feel passionate about. With all that being said, I kind of want to start out by just kind of wrapping up all of my thoughts and everything that I feel like I'm gonna say in this conversation kind of into a more concise thesis statement. Basically, these are my thoughts. We are all on different journeys. We all have different gifts, different talents, different opportunities, different lives. And to say that someone's journey only has validity or is only meaningful or important, or that someone was or is where they are meant to be, to say that those things are only true if their journey has looked a specific way is really harmful, and I think also just entirely incorrect. I think kind of everything that I'm gonna say today is just more of an elaboration on that statement. So if that's good enough for you, you're welcome to leave. You're like, okay, great, I got what I wanted out of this conversation. Have a great rest of your day. If you'd like to stick around to hear more of me kind of unpack some of those things, then grab your coffee and let's chat. In case you're new here, I am actually not using my degree in what I'm doing right now. I have an entire playlist of videos about this. If you want to watch it, I'll try to link it in the cards up here, or I will link it in the description down below. But I actually got a civil engineering degree in college, but now I am working in education and getting my certification to teach middle school math. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of videos about that already, so if you're more curious about that decision, how it came to be, I would encourage you to go watch those other videos. You might notice that every time so far in this video that I have said not using my degree, I've been using quotation marks, and that's not me trying to be cute or like sassy. I'm using them because I just frankly don't think that that assessment or that statement is really even true. I think something that we have done as a society is degraded the value or the meaningfulness of a college degree. We've kind of degraded all of that down just into what the perceived value is of the specific job that we think that that degree points to after college. So i.e. you get an engineering degree or you get a finance degree. The value of that degree and of that college experience is essentially just wrapped up in, oh, well, you're gonna be able to go be a financial guy or be an engineer somewhere and spend the next 40 years building that career. And that's what gives that experience value, is the job that comes after. I think that that's really dangerous, and I think it's oversimplified. I don't at all agree with that assessment, I think, of what using your degree actually entails. In my view, a college degree is so much more than just the content area that you study. It's so much more than just obtaining a job. I think back to my college education and I think back to those 4 years and I'm like, wow, I grew so much personally. I grew so much emotionally, spiritually. It was like the time of my life where I really started to figure out my relationship with God, and also professionally. I mean, there's so many networking opportunities opportunities, you meet so many people. Then there's also like the relationships that you make. Some of my best and dearest friends came out of those 4 years I spent in college. And I know that those are friendships I'm going to carry with me literally for the rest of my life. Beyond that, college teaches you so much work ethic. It teaches you how to persevere whenever you have 20 assignments and they're all due at the same time and you have 4 tests all in a week and you're pushing through classes that are really hard or that you don't understand, and you're learning how to collaborate with other people, how to work together as a team on group projects, how to be disciplined, how to manage your time. And I would argue that those things are honestly much more vital to being a good worker in whatever job or vocation that you pursue afterwards than the content area that is listed on your diploma. You've made it to where basically if you fall one way where you're like, oh, well, maybe there's this other opportunity that I really want to pursue, or there's this other dream that I really want to pursue that's outside of my little niche degree that I got in college, then well, you've just wasted 4 years of your life. And that's not true, because all of those other things that you learned in college, that you grew in, the professional relationships that you maybe fostered in whatever career path you were in before, those are all carried with you. Like, you don't lose everything. You maybe lose being able to say I majored in engineering and I am an engineer, and that's basically it. Everything else you still get to carry with you. I think honestly you can even see that in the interview process and the job application processes. Obviously a lot of the time whatever's labeled on your degree kind of gets your foot in the door. The engineering firms that I interned at and that I even worked at, the fact that it said civil engineer on the top of my resume got my foot in the door. But beyond that, a lot of them even said like, okay, that's great that like you're taking these classes, but frankly, we know that like you don't actually know anything that you're going to need to know for this job. So we're just going to teach you all of that whenever you get here. So like, tell us about your leadership skills. Tell us about how you can communicate well with a team. Tell us about, you know, your work ethic. How are you going to manage your time and things like that. That was more indicative to them of whether or not I was going to be a good worker than even my GPA. And I have a lot of friends who went into the engineering field or have gone into other fields who I think could really attest to that as well. I think also the flip side to this coin of kind of looking down upon people who have chosen to pursue other opportunities that are outside of the ones that we feel like are directly reflective of their degree is also a negative perception surrounding people that have chosen to pursue degrees or area of studies that we have for whatever reason deemed as not as valuable or don't point to jobs that we feel like are as lucrative or important. I have obviously a lot of friends who are in education. I also have a lot of friends who majored in liberal arts. I think all of them experienced in one way or another some kind of patronizing comments or just off the cuff kind of dismissals of, oh, well, you chose the easy way out, or oh, you're never going to get a job, or oh, you're never going to make a lot of money. And I think that that is also super damaging because it's almost like in the same breath that we kind of took out the importance of how college grows us personally as well as professionally, how college establishes a good work ethic, helps us build our communication skills. In the same breath that we like dismissed all of that, we also kind of dismissed any kind of passion that leads people to choose specific majors. I know a lot of people who they majored in liberal arts because they really had a passion that aligned kind of with what that track was. Or even like people who choose education. I don't think that you will find a single person who went into education being like,
I'm gonna go into education and make the big bucks.
I don't think anybody has ever said that. They go into those things because they are truly passionate about what that means. They are creative, they learn how to manage classrooms, they learn how to create their own resources. A lot of them master specific content areas so that they can teach it better, and they're always adapting, they're always evolving.
And yet somehow, while they're doing all of these things and getting underpaid for it, somehow they still took the easy way out.
And the same thing with liberal arts degrees. I am honestly pretty confused about why everybody tells people who major in some kind of liberal arts that they're never gonna find a job or that their degree won't get them anywhere. Because I don't know if we've just forgotten how many different facets of businesses and just life in general that people who go into those fields actually occupy. HR department, public relations, marketing, freelance art, freelance writing. A lot of the creatives that kind of populate curate your feed in any kind of social media or creative space that you're a part of. People who contribute and enrich a lot of the content that you consume, a lot of them studied some kind of major that is kind of lumped into that liberal arts group. If you didn't have things like HR departments or public relations or marketing in businesses would fail. And also, if you didn't have the creatives who are pouring their heart and soul into the writing that they produce, into the art that they produce, into the content that you consume on a daily basis, your quality of life would go down significantly. The creative space and having people pour into that in a society, it is crucial to a thriving society. You've kind of made it to where there's just this only one way that you can go, and it is major in something that society deems lucrative and to stay on that path for the next 50 years of your life and spend your life building that career upon that thing. And if you kind of fall one way or the other off of that path, then you made a wrong turn somewhere, or you made a wrong decision, or you weren't where you were supposed to be. I just think that that's super oversimplified. Life is never a straight line. Like I said, we're all on our own journey. The other thing too that I kind of want to touch on, because I feel like it might pop up a lot in the comments, I could see people in the comments being like, you're encouraging people to throw away their money and, you know, just live off of love and passion and whatever they want to do and dream big, but then like they're not going to be able to feed their families. And that's not at all what I'm advocating for. That's not at all what I'm here to encourage y'all to do. I'm here to just encourage you that whatever path you're on, wherever your degree has led you, if you have pursued opportunities or pursued other dreams outside of what you initially thought you were going to be doing, it's okay. The last thing I want to say, and I kind of just want to end with this, is whatever you choose to major in college, if you choose to go to college, it contributes to the rest of your life. It can enrich the rest of your life, but it does not dictate what the rest of your life has to look like. I think we've put a lot of really unhealthy pressure on our high school students, basically to make a decision about what you're gonna do for the rest of your life and what path you're choosing for the next 40 years whenever they're 18 years old and are graduating high school. And I think that that's really unhealthy. It causes a lot of anxiety, it causes a lot of stress, and I think even in college, just with the mental health statistics that you can look up about what college students experience in terms of depression and anxiety, I think it's super evident just how unhealthy it is. We've had this very narrow-minded perspective that, okay, once you make this choice, that's the rest of your life. I just want to encourage all of you that whatever you chose whenever you were 18 or whenever you were 20 in college, that does not dictate the rest of your life. You are not stuck. You are not trapped. You are free, and you are free to make different decisions later down the line if you want to. And if nobody else ever tells you that, this random girl on the internet right now is telling you that. That's pretty much all I had to say. I feel like that was kind of a lot. Maybe it was a little bit scattered, but I hope it was helpful to you guys in some way. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you would like kind of more chatty sit-down videos, or if there's a specific topic you might want me to address in future videos. You can either leave them down in the comments, or you can also DM me on Instagram. It's just at Abbey in the Classroom. I would love it if y'all wanted to give this video a thumbs up, and if you wanted to hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome too. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.